Hello everyone, welcome back to Black Heaven, a necromantic dating sim. Let's go ahead and continue. You wake up the next morning and entangle Lisa's hair. You lift your head off your pillow and gently extricate yourself from the curls. But as you do, you hear Lise groan. She turns over in bed to face you and opens her eyes, then gives you a sleepy smile.
Hey,
Morning, sleepyhead.
that's probably the best sleep I've gotten in months.
I guess I'm a good pillow.
Well, that. And I don't usually go to bed before 5 in the morning.
Lise props herself up on her elbow and yawns, then lazily puts a hand on your chest.
You kept me nice and warm. Too bad it's already freezing in here.
I'll take care of that. You stay in bed. You pull off your covers, climb out of bed, and walk across the icy floor to the fireplace. Behind you, you can hear Lise wrapping the blankets around herself again. You set up the logs, light the fire, and start blowing on it. When it catches, you stand up and look out the window. It's a cold, clear day outside, and there doesn't seem to be any wind.
Come back to the cocoon, Uzo.
Alright, coming. You walk back to bed, and Lise opens the blankets so you can get in. You lie on your side, and this time Lise is behind you.
How's it look out there? Gray and miserable?
It's actually pretty beautiful out there today. Still disgustingly cold, but it's not miserable.
You
feel Lise's rubber face between your shoulder blades as she wraps her arms around your waist.
I love freshly fallen snow. Before everyone walks on it, it looks so pillowy and soft.
You want to go out and look at it?
Maybe in a little bit. I got you right where I want you right now.
You reach back with one arm and set your hand on Lisa's hip. Her shirt has ridden up a little, letting you feel her skin and the line of stitches. Hey, are those new?
Oh, it's a dumb story. I tried to operate myself before I got here. Thought I'd get a head start on all the drinking and do a little modification to my kidney.
You sputtered, then laughed incredulously. What, really?
Oh yeah, I thought I could modify a little with a spell to make it work harder. At least enlarge it a little. Long story short, it did not work. It made for a funny story to tell at the bar.
Damn, seems like everyone here has a head start on me.
What do you mean?
I hadn't really done much surgical work before I got here.
And how'd you get admitted to an academy for physiomancy?
Mathematics mostly, trigonometry, geometry, exponential growth, things like that.
Yeah, can't stand the 3 stuff. Just give me a nice set of healthy lungs on the tray and I'm happy.
You know, most people think touching lungs is worthy of a new. Math is just letters on paper.
Well, most people are wusses. Besides, people aren't just beautiful on the outside. They can have beautiful hearts or lungs too.
Yeah, but it's hard to appreciate them. What with having to cut people open and all.
Oh, whatever. Philistines. Like I told you before, people can be works of art. And that includes the parts on the skin. Skin's just fashionable clothing. Although, nipples are fun.
You feel Lisa's hand shift over your chest, where her middle fingers are touching your nipples through your shirt. Hey, that... You grab her wrist under the covers and push them away. Lisa giggles and taps her stomach with her fingers.
Oh, ticklish. Are you ticklish on your sides?
You feel her wiggle her fingers over your waist. You don't squirm or tense. You're really only ticklish under your armpits, something you realize you should keep secret from Lise. You try to sound bored and stoic as she keeps wiggling her fingers over your stomach, searching for a weak spot. Are you finished? Lisa's hands thump on your chest. She cranes her neck so she can rest on your shoulder, then kisses your ear. You're no fun. I want to hear you shriek like a little girl. You twist around under the cover so you're facing Lise. Her nose is almost touching yours. You can look right into her eyes. You give her an evil smile. I'm gonna bet you're a lot more ticklish than me. So the question is, do you want to go to war? Lisa's eyes go wide and she smiles nervously. Hey, now, let's just talk this through. Your hands launch forward and grab her waist, just beneath her ribs, and start squeezing. Immediately, Lise starts laughing uncontrollably, gasping in between each laugh. Uzo, stop! Oh god, stop! Oh, too much, stop! She lifts her hands from beneath the blanket and starts slapping your face to make you stop, then pushes her shoulders away. You grab her harder and she lets loose a short, sharp scream. You relent and let go of her sides, and Lise collapses to the bed again, panting. You grin down at her and raise your eyebrows as you catch your breath. You realize Lise is surprisingly strong. Shrieking like a little girl, huh? Shut up. Lise takes a lazy slap at your face, but you catch it. You kiss her palm, then let her hand flop down to the bed. Suddenly, you hear a knock on the door. The voice of one of the dormitory monitors comes through the wood. Uzo, everything okay in there? You sit up in bed and straighten your shirt. Lise pulls the covers over her head and squirms downward on the bed so she blends in more with the sheets. Yeah, I just thought I saw a rat. Was that you screaming? Yeah, it surprised me. There's a few seconds of silence on the other side of the door. Alright. If you see the rat again, tell me. Okay, will do. You hear footsteps walk away from your door and heave a sigh of relief. Lise pokes her head above the sheets again, just her eyes and nose though. Oops. Come on, let's go outside. I won't get in trouble if we're just walking around together out there. But it's warm in here. Oh, stop whining. I thought you said you liked the snow. I do. You and Lise get out of bed and bundle up in front of the fire. Then you open your window and help Lise over the sill. It's a short drop to the ground outside, but she manages it. You drop down after her and close the window. Together, the two of you walk across the immaculate blanket of snow covering the campus, heading toward the center. The sun is shining, bright and cold amid a cloudless sky, making the snow glitter. Everything is silent and you don't see anyone else around. Looks like we got the place to ourselves. Oh, we could do something naughty then, could we? Like what? Get naked in the snow? Lise frowns and thinks for a moment. Actually, don't know. Snow isn't very good for being naughty. The snow seems about a foot deep. You lean down and gather up a small mound. It's wet snow, so it packs easily. What are you doing? Snowman. Come on, help me. You start packing snow on a rough pillar rather than sculpting big spheres. Lise follows your lead but seems confused. So what exactly are we making here? And I know you said it's a snowman, but you'll see. Just keep packing up snow on top and make sure it's packed together with tar. In about 20 minutes, you've built a lumpy 5-foot monolith of snow. Lise claps her gloves together to dislodge the chunks of snow sticking to it and puts her mittens on her hips. Is this a phallic thing I don't get, or... You pound on the pillar with the heel of your fist, It's a satisfying weighty thump that reminds you of stone. What's that old saying? Soft like a stone, free the figure inside. Lisa's face lights up with realization. She claps her mitts together and grins.
Oh, we're gonna sculpt it!
Well, I am.
I don't get to help?
You're going to be the model. Lise grins and lets out a laugh. She starts to strike some poses, then crosses her arms.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I know how I look better than anyone, so it's gonna be hard to please me.
Let me give it a shot. Just stand with your feet together and I'll try. Lise obediently walks behind the pillar and draws herself up to her full height, her feet together and her hands at her sides.
I feel like I'm a soldier.
Kind of relax a little. You don't need to stand at attention. You take out your pocket knife and start to slice away at the edge of the snow, which cuts like soft rock. You start with the legs and then work your way up to waist and chest.
Have you ever sat for a portrait?
You scoff and look past the snow pillar at Lise. No.
So just how poor was your family?
My family? I didn't have one. I stayed in the workhouses until I was 15.
Wait, you didn't have a family? So where'd all your money come from? Inheritance?
I didn't have money. I was a street kid for a bunch of years and I had to get a job as a scribe. After that, I got an apprenticeship as a scholar. Lise looks at you disbelievingly.
How in the hell did you get admitted here then?
Because I'm pretty. Now stay still, I'm not very good at this.
No way, this is too wild. I always thought you were the son of some Novo Rishi. Let me try it again. No way, this is too wild. I always thought you were the son of some Nouveau Riche city bureaucrat. You know, someone who was well off but not used to being rich. When did you learn to read and write? How did you... Oh wow, this is too much.
You start making rough-hewn shoulders, but stop before you work on the neck. You're not sure how you're going to balance the head on this sculpture.
Uzo, come on, tell me more.
I learned to read when I was 10. Writing took until I was 12. I had to teach myself a lot, but a couple of people helped me. After that, I figured out I liked reading, so it grew on me.
Oh boy, so you really are a savant. I've been reading since I was 7 and, you know, how did you pass the exams?
Cheated, mostly. I figured I knew about 80% of what I needed, and I had to learn the rest on the fly. My old master helped me. Lise scoffs and cranes her neck forward. Her eyes are wide and incredulous.
You have to be shitting me. No one can pull that off. That test is ludicrously hard. I had to study for 3 years just to prepare.
Lise narrows her eyes and smiles, opening her mouth like she's realized something.
You are playing with me. Wow, your poker face has gotten good.
You laugh and shake your head, looking past the sculpture again. I'm not messing with you. Do you want to know how bad it got? I had to learn the difference between the circulatory system and the cardiovascular system while I was taking the test.
So you really cheated? How?
My master knew the proctor for exam. They were really old friends and my master gave him a really big bribe. You nodded silently to yourself. That was when I knew he actually believed in me. Lise is silent for a while. She stands with her arms crossed, unmoving except for the clouds of steam rising from her mouth.
You are something else, Izo.
I'll take that as a compliment. You want to see how it's coming from this side?
If it's as bad as it looks from this angle, I think I'm gonna have to take over.
Oh, shut up and come look. Lise trudges over and stands next to you. She runs her eyes up and down the sculpture, then gives a grunt. Still very rough, but you cut out the legs, shaped the torso, and started to carve out the arms and the sides.
I'm very chunky.
Well, I'm not done yet.
I also noticed that I'm not wearing clothes. Kinda defeats the purpose of me modeling, doesn't it?
You chuckle. That was mostly to keep you busy. Trying to sculpt you from memory.
Well, you got most of the proportions right, but it doesn't look like me yet, especially the head.
She points at the big rectangular block sticking out of the sculpture between the shoulders. I think I nailed that one, actually. Lee slaps me on the chest with the back of her mitten.
Very mean. I'm going to go sculpt myself a stool to sit on while you finish.
Alright, suit yourself. You keep carving away, making sure not to cut too deep. Keeping the whole thing symmetrical is the most difficult part. Stopping chunks of soft snow from falling out doesn't make it any easier. When you've got the thighs, calves, shins, and the waist carved out, you stir your knife and start smoothing the edges with your gloves. The whole sculpture rocks a little when you push on it, and you press gently to keep sections from breaking off. When you realize your gloves are too coarse and clumsy, you take them off with your teeth and hold them in your mouth while your bare hands chip away and smooth out the snow. Your fingers run up and down the snow Lisa's shins, knees, and thighs, trying to get them smooth and rounded. When that's done, you work on the stomach and waist, but the light reflecting out the snow around you makes it hard to focus your eyes. You close them and try to sculpt by touch, imagining Lisa's body under your hands. You can picture her ribs or collarbones.
Having some fun over there?
Your eyes fly open to Lise, finally standing next to you. She raises her eyebrows and motions with her eyes at the sculpture. You look at your hands and find them placed firmly in snow, Lisa's breast.
You know, you don't have to fondle a snow wife anymore, Uso. I already said we could date.
You drop your hands from the sculpture and rub them together. They're already numb, red, and wet from the snow melt.
Yeah?
You shrug and look at Lise. You can already feel their cheeks burning. You give her an embarrassed smile. I think no matter what I say, you're gonna make fun of me.
True.
Lise steps closer to the sculpture and looks over it with crossed arms.
Well, I can tell it's supposed to be human, which is a good start. Seems like some parts got more attention than others, though.
Lise runs her mitten along the sculpture's waist and chest. You blush and cover your mouth with one hand, pretending to blow on it to warm up.
The head's going to be pretty much impossible, I think. It's going to be way too hard to pull off. So, how about just the face?
Lise bumps you aside and starts packing and shaping the head of the sculpture with her mittens, wanting it to be smooth and bald. You watch her work. The burning in your cheeks subsides as Lise gets enamored in sculpting and seems to forget you're there. You realize that she must have been doing a lot of sculpting on her own. Every move she makes seems like it's been practiced. You start to see the shapes shining through, the angles and curves of the face and skull. After a few minutes, she lets out a satisfied sigh and steps back 2 paces, and turns to look at you.
See, the thing to remember about me is that, beneath all these freckles, I'm graceful. My cheekbones aren't too prominent, my nose isn't too pert, my hips aren't too wide.
She sculpted her neck, her jaw, and chin, and most of her face except for her eyes, leaving 2 blank spaces where the sockets should be. It's undeniably Lise. You can recognize the shape of her nose and the curves of her cheeks. When you look closer, however, you see a thin crack running through the base of her neck. Hey, Lise? As you tap Lisa's shoulder and look past her, the crack widens and the head starts to teeter.
What?
She turns around just in time to see the head of the sculpture topple off and land in the snow with a soft psh. Lise stands frozen for a few seconds, and falls to her knees and raises her mittens to the sky in mock anguish.
No, it was beautiful.
He burst into laughter at theatrics, doubling over and resting one hand on Lisa's shoulder. For the crime of vanity, Lise, you have been sentenced to decapitation.
No, you bastards.
Lise lets out an anguished cry. She bends forward and pounds the ground with her fists. The second she sits back up and sniffs, looking defeated. She gazes up at the headless sculpture and tilts her head to look at it from another angle.
Actually, I think it's better this way. Now it has some mystery to it. Instead of being a vanity project, its beautiful subject will remain anonymous.
You know, I was making it for you. Lise gets back onto her feet and steps close to you, so her nose almost touches yours. She wraps both arms around your waist and lets her forehead rest against yours. She smiles and rubs her nose against yours.
I know. It's very sweet. I'm glad you dragged me out here.
Lise tilts her head to the side and she closes her eyes as she kisses you on the lips. Against the cold, raw air, her kiss is wonderfully soft and warm. You put your cold hand on the back of her head, letting her curls get tangled in your fingers. You press your lips against hers more firmly and bend her backwards slightly. You feel a grip around your waist tight as she holds herself up, and hear a giggle inside her mouth. Her eyes open, you see her smile. You break the kiss and ease Lise back up. She gives you a big grin and pulls back the collar in your jacket to give you a kiss on the neck. When she's done, she fixes her collar and straightens her clothes. Her eyes run over your chest, then your face.
I just realized.
What?
I like spending time with you. It feels very natural.
That's good. I like spending time with you too. Lise pats you on the chest and looks back at the sculpture.
So, shall we leave here and move on? Can you feel sad like we're abandoning her?
You look hard at the headless figure. The arms are still rough and the proportions are a bit off. Shall we make an ouzo to keep her company?
Ah, that's sweet. I don't want to watch her butcher another one.
Alright, fair enough. You start to turn away, but Lise stays where she is. So you lean down and start to gather up some more snow.
One last touch. The piece de resistance.
What are you thinking? Lise turns and gives you a mischievous smile. She holds up 2 snowballs, each about the size of a coconut.
Giant butt.
Oh, come on.
Try and stop me.
Lise starts running to the other side of the sculpture, and you trudge after her, trying to catch up. Both of you are laughing hard, sending gouts of steam up from the frozen white sky. The next day, you hung out in Lisa's room to avoid drawing any more attention for the dorm runners in your building. They proposed going out to a restaurant or taking another walk to Cock and Bull, but she had a different idea.
Listen, hear me out, because I know you're gonna say this is dumb.
You sit on her bed with her feet crossed on top of her sheets, while she sits in the chair at her desk. And here we go.
There's almost nobody on campus right now. Everyone's at home for the holidays, especially the staff.
So? Lise gives you a devilish grin and steeples her fingers.
So that means the Garden of Flesh is all locked up, and no one's watching it. Probably, maybe a janitor, but that's it.
So what?
Well, I realized when I was drawing up the plans for my new body that pretty much all the proportions are going to be dependent on the head. And I want to make sure my face is perfect. I also realized I'm not as good as I thought I was at creating forms of clay.
So you want to sneak in and look at the models?
You got half of her right. I want to sneak in and steal one of their heads. I know which one I want to.
You give a heavy sigh and cradle her face in your palms.
I just need it for one night. I just had to make a mold and I've got all this stuff prepared. And the best part is, I've already got rope in.
You lift your face from your hands and start counting your fingers. If we get caught breaking into the building, that's a demerit on our records at the very least. If we get caught stealing the head, that's 2 demerits, because we already broke in. And if the head gets damaged or you get caught bringing it back into the building to replace it, that's 3 demerits in total. 3 demerits equals expulsion, so yeah, I'm gonna call it stupid and say right here, right now, I'm not gonna do it. Lisa's shoulders slump and she looks at you with wide, watery eyes.
Please?
Oh come on, that's not gonna work on me. Lisa gets off her chair and climbs on top of the bed, then on top of you, resting her head on your chest.
Pretty please.
Yeah, no, screw you. Lisa lifts her head and looks at you like someone stomped on a new kitten. Her lower lip wobbles a bit, and you see tears gather at the corners of her eyes. You grit your teeth, knock your forehead against hers, and look her right in the eye. You're gonna have to run that look right up your skinny ass because I'm not doing it. As you speak, you poke one of her butt cheeks.
Please,
Right up there, in your ass. It's gonna have company too because that's where my foot is going up next. Lise groans and suppresses a smile.
You are 0 fun. For someone who grew up on the mean streets, you're awfully scared of a little vandalism.
You hold up your fist and pretend to turn an invisible crank with your other hand. Slowly, a middle finger rises from your fist. Lise scoffs and slaps you lightly across the cheek. She climbs off of you and sits on the edge of the bed.
And you're rude. Jeez, you could just say no.
I did say no. And you tried to use your puppy dog eyes on me.
Yeah, that was supposed to be my trump card.
Lise puts a finger on her chin and crosses one arm across her chest.
What if we both got something out of it?
Nope.
Didn't you say your fancy new fellowship came from reading about those guys that mummified themselves?
Yeah.
There's a model of one of the mummies in the garden in the restricted section. But I heard it's not a model.
What, they just have one of their corpses?
Not a corpse. He's still alive. I stand out the hours a few times and someone came and brought him some kind of fluid. I think they were feeding him. It's funny because I snuck in there once to look at him, and it showed his birthday and his death date, which means him still being alive is a secret. I bet he'd be pretty interesting to talk to.
You think about it for a few seconds. Most of the research you did into self-mummification was reading second-hand accounts. The actual practice was pretty much lost when better methods came along. One of the big hurdles you've been dreading has been confirming a substitute for blood, and if this mummified person is still alive, they might be able to tell you. Where do they keep this person?
Oh, I can show you. It's not hard to get into. It's just a velvet rope blocking the way in. Usually they have someone watching it, but not now when it's all closed.
And do we need to bring some kind of food to get him to talk?
If we go after sundown, they'll likely have already fed him, so that's not a problem. So, you in?
You grind your teeth and think. If no one's gonna be there, then this may be our one chance. You don't know why they keep this person a secret, but you doubt they'd let someone like you get access to them. Fine, let's try it. As soon as the sun goes down, you and Lise head across the campus to the Garden of Flesh. It's so windy outside that you can feel it chilling your skin through your jacket. Every time a gust blows through, you have to stop and clench your teeth. Both of you walk around the perimeter of the building, with Lise leading the way. She takes you to a window on the far side of the building and pulls out a small knife. As you watch, she jabs the knife between the window and the sill, dislodging a rag stuffed into space. She tugs off her mittens and warms her fingers under the window, then tugs in it. It budges slightly.
You can help?
You walk over and pull on the window, trying to force it up. It finally moves a metallic screech, and both of you and Lise freeze. Lise peers through the window for a second, then crouches down and pulls you with her.
Let's just wait here for a bit and see if anybody inside comes by.
The wind's pretty loud. Maybe no one heard it, or no one's inside. After a few minutes crouching in the cold, Lise stands up again and you help her open the window enough to slide in. Lise climbs over the sill first, then you follow. Inside the hallway it's markedly warmer, but still cold. Together you walk toward the main display area which looms ahead.
Ew, we're in.
Shh. You make it into the main area and look around. But there's no light or movement except for the moonlight shining through the skylights. Lise leads you over to a display you recognize. The same one Lise showed you the first time you came here, the dancer. This one?
Yep. Boost me up so I can get a look at the base of her neck. I might be able to remove the head with just my knife.
You're just gonna cut the muscles and tendons?
I think they use adhesive to connect the tissue to make it easier to pose them. Hold on.
Lise walks around the statue's back and squints through a dark cup at the base of its neck, then motions for you to come and lift her up. You lean down and lift up her legs and carry her, and decide against it. Instead, you step behind her, wrap your arms around her hips, and stop again.
What's wrong?
Get on my shoulders. Piggyback.
Okay, fine.
You kneel on the floor. Lise positions herself in front of you. She backs up so the backs of her knees bump against your shoulders, then she leans forward and wraps her arms around your head. With your head between her legs, you slowly push yourself up, grunting with the effort. You finally stand up straight and feel Lisa's weight settle on your shoulders. She's heavy, but with one staggering step, you manage to walk closer to the statue. This is fucking ridiculous.
Just do 2 steps closer. Steady.
You can feel Lise sway a little with each of her steps, but she keeps her balance. When you get close enough to the model, Lise takes her hands off your head, fishes out her knife, and cranes her neck to get a closer look.
Looking up the actually wove together that flesh, so cutting it is.
Lise leans forward, forcing you to bow your head and stare at the floor. You hear Lisa's knife saw into the dry flesh and groan to yourself. This is stupid. This is really stupid. This is extremely stupid. 1 minute passes, then another. Your shoulders and neck start to burn, but Lise keeps cutting. Every little movement she makes starts to send shudders down your body as you try to keep your balance. Lise?
I know. I'm halfway there. And I just haven't screwed the head. There's a metal frame under here.
You try to count the seconds in your head, but it's count after 480. By that point you can feel your body sagging. Your neck is on fire and your muscles are locked in place of sheer will. Please, I can't hold you up.
Just 10 seconds more, I promise. Hang in there.
You hear the sound of metallic scraping and then Lisa's body jerks backwards. She wobbles backward and you realize that she just pulled her head off the model. Before you can stop yourself, you feel your spine arch backwards as Lisa pulls you down. You try to curl back and splay your arms to sound the impact floor, but you accidentally let go of Lisa's legs. You feel Lisa topple out her shoulders and hit the ground a second before you do. When your spine hits the floor, blunt pain slams into your back and stuns you for a second. Your shoulders and neck are numb, but you can feel pain worming its way into the nerves. You hear something metallic clatter to the ground and realize you knocked over one of the middle of the display plaques. You lay on your back and try not to make a sound for a few seconds. The pain rushing into your back forces you to breathe hard through your nostrils. On the floor behind you, you hear Lee suck air through her teeth to nothing. You lie on the floor and stare at the ceiling, shrouded in darkness. You can pinpoint every pulsing point of pain in your body, but thinking about them only makes them worse. You can tell time is passing, but not how much. Eventually, you hear Lee shut behind you and get on her knees. She crawls over to you and puts a hand on your cheek. Through the hair hanging over your face, you can faintly see your eyes. Pain and worry shine through the dark.
Are you okay?
My back hurts, but I don't think I broke anything.
Can you sit up?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone's coming, so let's do this nice and slow, okay?
You feel Lee slip her hand underneath your back and place another one on your stomach.
Now up?
She lifts you up slowly, and makes your back tense and sends another wave of pain down your spine.
Ah! Yeah, we're gonna have some nasty bruises.
Lee kisses you on the forehead and rubs a thumb over your cheekbone.
Come on, let's stand up, big boy.
Lee lifts you from underneath your arms and puts her arm on your shoulders so that you can pull yourself to your feet. You manage to stand up, but the pain makes you clench your eyes shut. You lock your knees once you're standing and rest your forehead on Lisa's. Once you're standing, she rubs her own spine and the back of her head, leaving you leaning against her.
God damn it, that hurt.
You open one eye and find Lisa's green eyes looking back at you.
We're pretty bad burglars, aren't we?
Yeah. Both of you find a dark corner of the room and lean up against the wall, rubbing your bruised backs. Did you get the thing at least?
Yeah, check it out.
Lise holds up the skinless and muscled head of the model. Its beautiful face looks up at you from the dark like a decapitated doll head. Alright, good. Now where's this mummy? Lise points to the far wall of the display room. An arched doorway is blocked off with a velvet rope. You limp over there and peer past the rope. There's a dark room about 15 feet across, with alcoves built into the walls. Then right across from you is a shadowy figure seated in it, with her legs crossed. Glance at the other alcoves and find them empty. With considerable pain, you duck under the rope and crawl on your hands and knees towards the shadowed figure. When you reach it, you get on your knees and take a small notebook and stylus from her jacket. You look back and see Lise crouched in the rope, watching. She gives you a thumbs up, and then puts two fingers to her eyes and puts them away from you.
But keep a lookout.
You give her a tired thumbs up and turn back to the mummy. Its back is perfectly straight, and its arms are resting on its thighs. Both hands are joined in its lap, the thumbs and the fingers touching, as if it's holding an invisible cylinder. It's dressed in ancient, faded black robes, and necklaces of silver beads hanging around its neck. The skin is yellow and papery. Its face is sunken almost beyond recognition. Its eye sockets are empty, and it's cracked. Its colored lips are barely parted. Its hair is pulled back in a bun. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. You lick your lips and realize that you don't know if it can talk. I don't know if you can hear me, but my name is Zuzo. The mummy remains silent and unmoving. I'm a student here and I want to ask you about blood substitutes if you'd be willing. You stare at the mummy, but nothing happens. Its black shadowed eye sockets stare back at you. You lower your voice and bring your face close to it. God damn it, I'm an idiot. How is it supposed to talk to me? Its vocal cords are probably dried up decades ago. Then why is the Academy keeping it alive? Decide to keep talking. Please. It's a lost art now. I don't know how long you've been alive, but no one knows how to do it. Self-mummification, I mean. Please. Nothing moves in the dark. There's no sound except for your beating heart. Then, to your horror, you hear a sound like the cracking of a book's spine. The mummy's head lifts slightly and you hear it take a shallow, gasping breath. It whispers something, but you can't quite catch the words. It's trying to speak to me. You lean closer to the mummy's mouth so that your ear's an inch or two away. Quiet rasping from the mummy comes again. Hunger. Hunger. Your ears sound like cracking wood and feel the mummy's teeth bite into flesh of your ear. You let out a scream and try to crawl backward, but Thing's hands are already clenching your coat. You hear its ragged breathing in your ear, and the wet sounds of it chewing. Lise! Lise, help! You turn your eyes to the door, but Lise is nowhere to be seen. Your fabric ripping and look down to see Mummy's hands slowly tearing apart your coat, then your shirt. Its movements are slow, but the ease with it rips your clothes betrays its inhuman strength. You try to hold back its arms, but it's no use. The mummy presses the fingertips of its right hand against your stomach and forces them in your flesh. You see blood well up around the punctures that its fingers make. You scream again, louder this time. You can feel the Thing's hands pushing apart your muscles and sliding between your organs to grab your intestines. All the while, its teeth keep chewing through your ear until it gets to the skin of your head. Ooh. Flesh. You feel blood pouring out of your stomach, watching spots of darkness appear at the edge of your vision. It's stealing them. It's stealing my organs. Abruptly, the mummy stops, freezes in place against you. Its hand stops gripping your intestines. You hear it whisper something to your bloody stump of an ear. Kill me. You blink and the mummy's back in its alcove. You look down and you find your coat intact. No blood. You try to get a hold of yourself. Take a deep breath and glance around. At least it's where you left her. I'm okay. What was I doing here? Two words drift across her mind. Blood substitute. Right. Oh man, we're gonna have to do something here. Leave the mummy alive? Sorry, but I can't. Please. Trapped in flesh. I understand, but I can't let anyone know I was here. I will. What? The mummy makes a rattling sound as it breathes in, and you hear some of its lacquered flesh crack. Fuck, I can't get out of here. You quickly put away your notebook and stylus and look around to see if you left any traces. Then hear a sharp whisper from behind you. Uzo! You turn around on your knees and see Lise crawling on the rope. Behind her you can see a faint light illuminating the main chamber of the Garden of Flesh. Lise crawls around the doorframe and presses herself against the wall, then motions early for you to join her. You get down on your belly and crawl across its cold tile floor, making your way to Lisa's spot. You see the light become brighter as you inch closer, and the room around you becomes faintly lit, allowing you to glimpse the mirrors on the wall. You see sages and coffin-like rooms on the ground, seated cross-legged. Each one has their eyes closed and their posture suggests meditation. You look up and see Lise frantically waving you forward. Her eyes are wide and her teeth are bared. She murmurs two words over and over. Come on. You get close and she leans forward and pulls you close to her. You lie flat on the floor, your chin resting on the tiles. In the room beyond, you can hear faint footsteps. The light in this room gets slightly brighter and the footsteps stop. There's silence for a few seconds, and then you hear a metallic sound as the display standing knocked over is set upright again. You stare at the side of the doorway and count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you reach 10, you hear footsteps again. They're coming closer. The light gets brighter and brighter until the footsteps stop on the other side of the rope. You hear the clank of the lantern and watch the light display itself against the walls. The lantern does not pass through the doorway. You realize that you and Lise are in one of the small wedges of the darkness that flank the doorway, but like it's barely inside the border. The light lingers for a few seconds, then turns away. The room fades back into darkness as the footsteps head back the way they came. Listen to them disappear, and wait an extra 10 seconds. Slowly, quietly, you stand up and look through the doorway. The chamber is beyond empty and dark again. Behind you, Lise gets up and puts both hands on your shoulders. Are they gone? Yeah. Let's go. Both of you crouch under the rope and retrace your steps out of the main chamber. Get back down the hallway you entered from and find the same window. With some effort, you and Lise manage to pry it open, inch by inch, until you can crawl through. Once you're on the other side, you force the window closed again and make sure it's shut all the way. Lise wraps the head in her jacket and you both trudge back toward her dorm. Overhead, the moon comes out from behind the clouds, casts long shadows of you and Lise across the snow. They get entangled with bare trees, from whence you see yourself with a dozen branch-like arms splayed out like veins. You finally reach Lisa's dorm and climb in through the window, scattering snow everywhere. You'll take off your coats and boots in the dark, and Lise carefully sets the head on her desk. You hear her sigh and watch her walk close to you in the dark. She gives you a peck on the cheek and wraps her arms around your neck. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? A little more exciting than I hoped, and painful. Did you get what you wanted? Are you talking to that thing? You sigh. Yeah. Then it turned out okay. Lise leans closer and plants almost a dozen kisses on her neck in quick succession. When she pulls her face away, she looks up at you and laughs. I only thought we were gonna get caught. But we played it cool. God, that was close. A shudder runs down her body, and she wiggles her hips back and forth in response. Man, I'm all fired up. Wanna go get drinks? The bar should still be open. You step past Lise and collapse on her bed. Screw that. It's cold and I'm beyond tired of that. My back hurts like I'm an old man. Lise collapses on top of you with a whoop, pressing you into the bed's mattress. She pushes down your cheeks with her fingers, forcing you to make weird faces. You slap her hand away playfully and lean up to kiss her. As you hold a kiss, her manic energy seems to die down a little. Instead, she opens her mouth and you feel her tongue caress yours. When you lower your head back to the mattress, Lise's eyes are closed, and she has a big smile on her face. Okay, now we're going out tonight. You rub her back and stare at the ceiling. The pain in her back is subsided to a dull throbbing, but having Lise on top of you helps distract from it. Lise rests her face on her chest and sighs contentedly. Next time, let's go on a normal date. You hear a muffled giggle from her chest. When you get back to your room that night, you hang your coat next to the door and you heave a contented sigh. You sit down in your desk chair and start to unlace your boots. That's when you notice a leather-bound book on your desk. Where did this come from? You look closer at it and realize that it has steel fitting and a lock on it. Wait, that's the grimoire that no eyes. Uzo, are you there? You glance around the room with wide eyes, looking for someone lurking in the shadows. You turn back to her desk and realize that the voice is coming from the book. You gingerly open the cover and look inside. You see a drawing of Noise's helmeted head shitting on the page. You feel your stomach drop. Ah, there you are. It's been more than a week since I've heard from you. Are you it's on yet? You look around your room and feel it start to spin. Dizziness washes over you and you can feel yourself start to sweat. This isn't real. You can't see me. This isn't real then. No, not yet. Any idea how close you are? I'm getting impatient down here. Probably. Give it another week, I think. Give or take a few days. There's a short pause on the book. Are you dragging your feet, Uzo? No, I swear. I'm trying to get there as fast as I can, but I turned around. Listen, if it takes too long getting to the academy, you're gonna have about 2 weeks to find those ghosts. That cancer's only gonna grow faster once you're breathing in more of that damn ash. Got it? So pick up the pace. No excuses. You shut your eyes and try to focus. Where am I? Is this the present? Can remember that you left It's on. Remember meeting him always. Remember, but everything in between is hazy like a faded painting. One thought keeps repeating in your head, however. I don't want to leave yet. I don't want to leave this behind. You open your eyes and find that the room has been filled with a thin coating of ash. Alright, fine, it's just walking through the wasteland. It's easy to lose track of time. Why seems to stare at you from the page. Are you lying to me again? No, I mean it. Time seems to take forever to pass, and my perception of hours and days get all warped. Huh. Wise pauses again. Well, I know how that goes. Time dilation, lost time. You close your eyes for a second, then open them a few days later with no memory of the in-between. Wait, how do you know about that? I've done the same thing. Not in the ash wasteland though. Snowfields way up in the far north. Nights can last for 2 weeks up there. Nothing but 500 miles of whites in every direction. To your surprise, Noise's tone sounds almost wistful. You see an opportunity to keep him talking. Sounds desolate. Yeah. You can spend years up there and never see anything move except your own shadow. The mind begins to wander. It has to. Otherwise you'll go insane. It's funny actually, out there. Snow is stretching all the way to the horizon. The night sky above you, everything is so vast. It changes the way you look at things. Has that happened to you? What do you mean? When you lose track of the days, you realize that sunrise doesn't cut you off from the day before, because it's all one long day. You're cut up into little human-sized chunks with clocks and hours, but those aren't real. Noise's voice becomes low and grim. Sounds tired, like calling these things is sucking the energy out of him. There are 2 divisions, not between today and tomorrow, but between the present and the past, which means I'm still waking up there. He chuckles. I thought about that a lot in prison. You give a short laugh and sure that's meant to be a joke. Did you say prison? Oh yeah. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. From the way you talk, I bet you did a lot of awful shit. As you talk, you hear a low hissing and see more ash seeping into the room through cracks in the walls. Try to focus on no eyes. Oh, sure, but for once it was a crime I didn't commit. Ironic. So did they put you in a dirty cell or chain you to one dungeon or something? Oh no, it was worse than that. Tortured you? You could say that. It wasn't a regular old prison with bars. It was just a metal sphere filled halfway with salt water. You wake up in there and they've already sealed it. What kind of prison is that? The kind for people like us. The problem with jailing immortality scholars is that they don't die in prison. They buy their time and find a way to escape. Wait until everyone who remembers their crimes is dead. They pretend to be someone else. And execution leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth, so we have to get creative. It's perfectly dark and silent in that sphere. Even if I spoke, it wouldn't echo. And the water made you float, so it felt like you had no solid ground under you. It was lukewarm salt water, the same temperature as the human body. After a while, you couldn't even tell where your skin ended and the water began. That was the point. It's all designed to unmoor you from your body, your senses. It's like being back in the womb. I see. The longest anyone lasted in that fucking metal egg was 2 months. Dissolves your mind and your hold on. Your proprioception, your sense of self. It's so easy to slip into your head below the water for a moment. Let all that salt water into your lungs and let go. What was the point of all that? Propriety, mostly. They didn't want to stain someone else's blood on their hands. So they sealed me in that sphere, told themselves they'd let me out in a few years, and hoped I'd kill myself before then. You shudder. Why did they put you in there? Cannibalism. Ah. You glance around the room and see the wallpaper begin to turn to black and curl up. You grit your teeth and try to keep your grip on this time, this place. I should stop talking to him. That's what's pulling me out of this memory. But he's actually talking about himself. He said he never talks about himself. Can't pass up this opportunity. But, like I said, it was one of the few times I was innocent. Somehow I don't quite believe you. I had some bad blow with another scholar. He tried to ruin my reputation and did a pretty good job at it. But it wasn't enough. So a little corpse flesh in my quarters and an honest tip, they sent me to that metal sphere. Noise grunts. Most people don't know this, Uzo. When we leave a mind alone with itself, truly alone, no distractions, it will eat itself. So to keep it busy with memories, fantasies, interesting lines of thought, problems to solve, that's what I did. What did you think of? Noai sighs. I think I've rambled long enough. No wait, I'm genuinely interested. Why do you care? I want to know more about you. I just want to know more about you. Why is that? To get in my head. Well, you said we were friends, remember? How can we be friends if I don't know you? Noise laughs and shakes his head. Nobody knows we're friends. Not really. If you think you do, then you're either arrogant or deluded. What do you mean? People are messy. They know it. You know what you're about yourself. Just always keep those parts hidden. Everyone wants to know what cards everyone else is holding, but nobody wants to show theirs first. That's a little game everybody plays. And it's all so fucking tiresome. I told you not to ask about my past or me. How about we stick to that and I remain a beautiful fucking mystery? When this is done, you won't have to think about me ever again. You'll be reliving your old life and I'll be somewhere or someone else. I've actually been meaning to ask about that, if you don't mind. What? Noise's voice has a sharp edge of annoyance. What are you going to do when you escape time or space or whatever else? Abruptly, his mood seems to change. Oh, that's the fun part. I don't know yet. Maybe there's another universe outside this one. Maybe a couple, or an infinite number of them. I've always wondered what it would be like to be a god, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe there are already gods where I'm headed, and I'll need to dethrone them. You really think you can be a god? Sure, why not? Gods are already cruel, capricious, and vain. I can be much worse. You think the gods here were already gods? No. They stabbed the old ones in the back and took the job. That's how it's been since the beginning. You knit your eyebrows and give no eyes a skeptical look. And I think this is where I would stop for today. I've run out of time. But if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and comment what you think so far. And then if you want to watch more of this visual novel, please check the playlist down below. If you want to watch more visual novels, please check my channel down below. Anyways, thank you. Take care.